Good evening. Welcome to Sapiens Education Foundation. Tonight, we'll be talking about Islam. Our expert on the topic is Dr. Abu Salman bin Washington Hab bin Abu Hamza. Be sure to visit our website and answer a few questions about what you learned from this video. The URL is tinyurl.com/BO I-questions.
Thank you for having me come and talk about Islam. It is my pleasure to be here.
Well, let's get started with the first question. This one was sent in by James from Dallas, Texas. I've seen so many news broadcasts about Islam lately, but I still don't get what the whole religion is. Can you summarize what Islam is about?
Islam is a monotheistic Abrahamic religion, meaning that the adherents of Islam believe in only one God and who trace their origins back to Prophet Abraham. Islam is articulated by the Quran, a text considered by its adherents to be the verbatim word of God, and by the teachings and normative example, called the Sunnah, and composed of hadith, of Muhammad, considered by them to be the last prophet of God. An adherent of Islam is called a Muslim. Muslims believe that God is one and incomparable, and the purpose of existence is to love and serve God. Muslims also believe that Islam is the complete and universal version of a primordial faith that was revealed at many times and places before, including through Abraham, Moses and Jesus, whom they consider prophets.
Indeed, so Islam is pretty close to Christianity, right?
Yes, it definitely is, but Muslims maintain that previous messages and revelations have been lost in translation over time, but consider the Quran to be both the unaltered and the final revelation of God. Religious concepts and practices include the 5 pillars of Islam, which are basic concepts and obligatory acts of worship, and following Islamic law, which touches on virtually every aspect of life and society. The majority of Muslims are Sunni, being approximately 80% of all Muslims. The second largest sect, Shia, makes up 15%.
Yeah, I've also heard about the Shi'a and Sunni. I never really understood the differences between them. Aren't they both Muslim?
Yes, they both are Muslims, but the division is similar to the division between the Protestants, Catholics, and Eastern Orthodox churches in Christianity. Shias believe that Muhammad divinely ordained his cousin and son-in-law Ali in accordance with the command of God to be the next caliph, making Ali and his direct descendants Muhammad's successors. Ali was married to Fatima, Muhammad's daughter. Sunnis believe that Abu Bakr was Muhammad's rightful successor, and that the method of choosing or electing leaders is the consensus of the Ummah, the Muslim community. Sunnis follow the rightly guided caliphs, who were the first 4 caliphs that ruled after the death of Muhammad: Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, and Ali. Shia theology discounts the legitimacy of the first 3 caliphs and believes that Ali is the second most divinely inspired man after Muhammad, and that he and his descendants by Muhammad's daughter Fatima, daughter of Muhammad's wife Khadijah bint Khuwailid, the Imams, are the sole legitimate Islamic leaders.
Ah, I did not know that. You learn something new every day over here.
I'm glad I got to teach someone something. That means I'm doing my job. Unlike the Sunni, Shias believe special spiritual qualities have been granted not only to Muhammad but also to Ali and the other Imams. Shia believe the Imams are immaculate from sin and human error and can better understand and interpret the teachings of Islam. In this way, the Imams are trustees who bear the light of Muhammad. Both Shia and the Sunni believe that the last Imam will appear at the end of times to bring about a perfect and just Islamic society. In Shia Islam, this has developed into a powerful and central religious idea. Shia believe that the 12th Imam will return from the occultation, where he has been hidden by God since 874. In contrast, mainstream Sunnis believe that the 12th Imam will be a descendant of Muhammad, and will revive the faith, but will not necessarily be connected with the day of resurrection or day of judgment.
That is very similar to the belief in Christianity, where Jesus will come back to help fight the Antichrist. Is that so?
Indeed, nice connection. In fact, the Shia believe that Imam Mahdi will fight aside Jesus Christ and Imam Hussein.
So how did the Shia and Sunni originally split?
Eventually, Ali was chosen as the 4th caliph, but not before violent Conflict broke out. Two of the earliest caliphs were murdered. War erupted when Ali became caliph, and he too was killed in fighting in the year 661 near the town of Kufah, now in present-day Iraq. The violence and war split the small community of Muslims into two branches that would never reunite. The war continued with Ali's son, Hussein, leading the Shia. Hussein rejected the rule of the caliph at the time. He stood up to the caliph's very large army on the battlefield. He and 72 members of his family and companions fought against a very large Arab army of the caliph. They were all massacred. Hussein was decapitated and his head was carried in tribute to the Sunni caliph in Damascus. His body was left on the battlefield at Karbala. Later it was buried there. It is the symbolism of Hussein's death that holds so much spiritual power for Shia. Let me just get into a little more detail about the Shia. Shia Muslims believe that just as a prophet is appointed by God alone, only God has the prerogative to appoint the successor to his prophet. They believe God chose Ali to be Muhammad's successor, infallible, the first caliph of Islam. They believe Muhammad, before his death, designated Ali as his successor. Ali was Muhammad's first cousin and closest living male relative as well as his son-in-law, having married Muhammad's daughter Fatima. Ali would eventually become the fourth Muslim caliph. After the last pilgrimage, Muhammad ordered the gathering of Muslims at the pond of Qum, and it was there the Shia believed Muhammad nominated Ali to be his successor. It was narrated at a place called Ghadir Qum, located near the city of Al-Jaifa, Saudi Arabia. It begins like this. O people, reflect on the Quran and comprehend its verses. Look into its clear verses and do not follow its ambiguous parts, for by Allah, none shall be able to explain to you its warnings and its mysteries, nor shall anyone clarify its interpretation, other than the one that I have grasped his hand, brought up beside myself, and lifted his arm, the one about whom I inform you that whenever I am his master, Mawla, this Ali is his master, Mawla, and he is Ali ibn Abi Talib, my brother, the executor of my will, Waisai, whose appointment as your guardian and leader has been sent down to me from Allah, the mighty and the majestic. Shia Muslims believe this to be Muhammad's appointment of Ali as his successor, while Sunni Muslims believe it a simple defense of Ali in the face of unjust criticism. When Muhammad died in 632 CE, Ali and Muhammad's closest relatives made the funeral arrangements. While they were preparing his body, Abu Bakr and Umar met with the leaders of Medina and elected Abu Bakr as caliph. Ali and his family were dismayed, but accepted the appointment for the sake of unity in the early Muslim community. It was not until the murder of the third caliph, Uthman, in 657 CE that the Muslims in Medina invited Ali to become the fourth caliph, and he established his capital in Kufah, in present-day Iraq. Ali ruled from 656 CE to 661 CE, when he was assassinated while prostrating in prayer. Ali's main rival Muawiyah then claimed the caliphate. Hussein, Ali's younger son and brother to Hassan, initially resisted calls to lead the Muslims against Muawiyah and reclaim the caliphate. In 680 CE Muawiyah died and passed the caliphate to his son Yazid. Yazid asked Hussein to allegiance him, which Hussein rejected. Ali's faction saw this as a betrayal of the peace treaty, having expected the caliphate to return to Ali's line upon Muawiyah's death. There was a groundswell of support in Kufah for Hussein to return there and take his position as caliph and imam, so Hussein collected his family and followers in Medina and set off for Kufah. En route to Kufah, he was blocked by an army of Yazid's men near Karbala, modern Iraq, and Hussein and approximately 72 of his family and followers were killed in the Battle of Karbala. The Shia regard Hussein as martyr and count him as an imam from the Al-Bayt. They view Hussein as the defender of Islam from annihilation at the hands of Yazid. The Battle of Karbala is often cited as the definitive break between the Shia and Sunni sects of Islam, is commemorated each year by Shia Muslims on the Day of Ashura. Sunni. The schools of law, or madhab, developed in the first 4 centuries of Islam. The 4 schools of law are the Hanafi, Maliki, Shafi'i, and Hanbali traditions, each based on the beliefs of their founders. Some Sunni Muslims say that one should choose a madhab and then follow all of its rulings. Other Sunnis say that it is acceptable to mix madhabs, to accept one madhab's ruling regarding one issue, and accept another madhab's ruling regarding a different issue. Sunnis also view the hadith, or Islamic oral law, differently than Shia Muslims. Hadith are found in several collections, and Sunnis view some of these collections to be more holy and authentic than others, especially the Bukhari collection of hadith.
Are there any groups other than the Sunni and Shia?
There are, but they are in such minority that only 2 to 3% of Muslims follow them. The largest of them is the Sufi, who believe in Islamic mysticism and the direct connection with God.
Well, thank you for appearing on our show.
It is my pleasure coming here and talking about Islam.
Remember to visit our website and answer the questions.